This is an interesting topic, something that I've considered myself, and I think a lot of people are probably interested to know about some of the pros and cons between a 15-year versus a 30-year mortgage.
There's not a right answer or wrong answer. It really comes down to the customer's ability to qualify for a 15-year versus a 30-year, but also what their opinion is and what's most comfortable for them. I'm a big believer of looking at the different options, option A, option B, option C. I'm a bigger fan of the 30-year fixed because of the flexibility of the terms and the conditions with the 30-year. The rate is slightly higher than it would be for a 15-year mortgage. So that's an attractive thing for the 15 years. Okay, you get a better interest rate. But with these mortgages, there's no prepayment penalties. So if you're comfortable paying the 15-year mortgage, which is going to be a higher monthly payment than the 30-year, but you take out the 30-year mortgage, you can still make the 15-year payment and manually turn your mortgage into a 15-year mortgage. In the event that you have a housing budget increase, an emergency, the holidays, you go on vacation, you need to buy a new car, the kids are in college now. These are all things that happen over 30 years, over 15 years. I mean, they're lifestyle things that it really can't be predicted to, sometimes people can predict when they're going to buy a car, but if there's a health emergency or, you're not sure when you're going on vacation, I mean, a lot can happen over that time frame. You can peel back on making the higher 15-year mortgage payment and just be required to meet your minimum, which is your 30-year mortgage. So that flexibility of like deciding when you're going to pay and how much you're going to pay it down to just the 30-year mortgage is a powerful thing to be in control of as the homeowner. Whereas if you go for the lower interest rate, higher monthly payment for a 15-year term, you're always required to make that 15-year payment no matter what. And if you don't, then you're going to have credit issues coming on the back end.
From what I've seen, the rates on 30-year fixed mortgages are really good to begin with,
Yeah, I just quoted out a refinance. It was 2.875 for the 30-year and 2.25 for the 15-year. I mean, 2.25 is awesome to hear, but it was like $500 or $600 more a month in the payment, and that's not small money. That's not a small chunk of change. And although it might be comfortable today to do it, you never know what life brings you, and you don't want to be handcuffed. You can always refinance again to a 30-year, in the event that you really need to. So, your options are not just cut off, but why pay closing costs again for another refi? If you have plans to buy future homes, whether it's an investment property or a second home, or, financing, you're trying to get into, co-borrower for your parents or your children, and you need to get in order to qualify, help that situation qualify and to close. If you're fixed on the 30-year, if you're on the 15-year mortgage, you'll qualify for less money because you have to make that minimum 15-year payment. Whereas if you're in the 30-year, the payment is smaller, therefore allows you to get financing for more of a loan in a different scenario, whether it's that investment property or second home, vacation home. Some people want to buy in the mountains in New England, or they want to buy in Florida by the beach. We're going to take into consideration your housing payment for your current home, and if it's higher because it's a 15-year mortgage, you'll qualify for less money on the secondary property.